A very good evening to everyone present here. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to this special webinar on methane emission management, organized by IIT Guwahati SP Student Chapter. Today's webinar brings together distinguished experts, Mr. Rahul Bali sir, Director of Asia Pacific SP Methane Emission Management Technical Section and past chair SP New Delhi section, and Miss Willow ma'am, Vice Chair of SP Methane Emission Management Technical Section, and Mr. Nitin Lahkar sir, Student Chapter Legend, SP New Delhi Section, to share their knowledge on one of the most critical topics in the energy transition, that is methane emission management. The webinar will cover methane science, detection technologies, and mitigation strategies, enabling all participants to gain practical insight into monitoring, quantification, and reduction of methane emissions. Before we begin, I would like to share a brief introduction about IIT Guwahati. The Indian Institute of Technology Guwahati is one of India's premier technical institutions, ranked 8th in engineering and 10th in research in the NIRF India ranking 2025. Established in 1994, the institute has rapidly grown into a leading center of academic excellence and innovation, and it is currently ranked 344th globally in the QS World University Ranking 2025. IIT Guwahati is widely recognized for its cutting-edge research, world-class faculty, and strong industry collaboration. Now, I would like to give a small introduction to IIT Guwahati SP Student Chapter. Our chapter strives to create a vibrant platform that broadens opportunities for students through technical, professional, and community-oriented activities. By organizing lectures, workshops, and industry interactions, the chapter aims to bridge the gap between academic research and real-world energy challenges, especially in emerging areas like low-carbon technologies and sustainable operations, etc. SP at IITG welcomes students from diverse disciplines who are passionate about the energy sector, providing access to global technical resources, sponsored participation in conferences, and in valuable career development support. Now, it's privilege to welcome Mr. Rahul Bali sir, Director of Asia Pacific SP Methane Emission Management Technical Section and the past chair of SP New Delhi Section. Mr. Rahul sir has over 36 years of diverse and progressive experience in hydrocarbon and automotive sector in the areas of marketing, oil and gas production, business development, project management, energy security, and decarbonization and sustainability. He is an ESG professional and an independent director certified by Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. He has played a significant role as a member of Carbon Management and Sustainability Group of ONGC, National Oil Company of India, actively contributing towards decarbonization and ESG initiatives, and net zero roadmap for the company from where he has recently retired. Sir, we are honored to have you with us today and invite you to deliver your keynote address. Sir, you can start your presentation, sir. Hello.
I think I meant to start first.
Can you hear me, and Willow, everybody?
Yes.
I am not starting my presentation right now. Since Mr. Nitin Lahkar, who is our student chapter liaison, he is stuck in the traffic, on his behalf, I shall be giving a brief introduction of SP New Delhi section, of which we are the sponsor for IIT student chapter. Now, SP New Delhi section is one of the, I think, 8 or 9 sections in the country. It was established in March 2005. So this is a 20 years celebration for SP New Delhi section. And under SP New Delhi section, under our wings, we have 4 very vibrant student chapters, namely PDPU student chapter in Gandhinagar, which is now PDEU. It has won the President's Award this year in 2025. Then we have Rajiv Gandhi Petroleum Institute student chapter at Raebareli. The third one is at Aligarh Muslim University. And the fourth one is SPIIT Guwahati chapter. So these are the 4 student chapters along with New Delhi. And it is our endeavor to support all these four sections and chapters. So all these four chapters as much as we can to the best of our capacity. And I'm very happy that Nitin Lahkar, who is the student chapter liaison, he visits these chapters either in person. I think in Guwahati he has visited in person many times, and other sections he has gone online and delivered many webinars. So I also got the privilege as the section chair of New Delhi section to participate in person of a few student chapters during their annual fest and all. I was supposed to be there at IIT Guwahati in person, but I could not make it, and my apologies for that. And I would like to say that we are here to welcome uh, Willow Liu, who is the vice chair of a very vibrant technical section of SPE International, which is SPE Methane Emissions Management Technical Section. Ms. Willow is the vice chair of this vibrant section, and I am very honored and humbled to join the board of this technical section recently. So may I request IIT Guwahati to introduce Ms. Willow Liu, and then we shall start with her presentation with her introductory remarks about MEMTS. Will you please, IIT Guwahati team?
Yes, sir. Moving ahead, it is privilege to introduce our next speaker, Miss Willow Ma'am, serves as Vice Chair of the SP Methane Emission Management Technical Section, where she supports tier global initiatives focused on advancing best practices, standards, and collaboration in methane emission management across the energy value chain. Through her leadership in this technical section, she has been actively involved in connecting experts from industry, academia, and regulatory bodies to accelerate the adoption of robust methane measurement, reporting, and mitigation frameworks worldwide. We now invite Ms. Willow Ma'am to share some insight about the evolving role of SP Methane Emission Management Technical Section.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for this invitation and this opportunity to introduce the SPE Methane Emissions Management Technical Section. We shorten it to MEMTS to everyone here in IIT, a local student chapter. I want to first, earlier, thank you for the introduction as well. My name is Willow Liu, and I'm based out of Calgary, Canada. And I have been a member of MEMTS board for actually only for about less than 2 years, about a bit over a year. My background is mostly in flow measurement, actually. So my technical interest in this technical section is in the measurement of measurement of methane emissions. So this is how I got into this discipline. Now, I would like to go through the next few, I would say probably 10, 15 minutes of introducing our technical section, and hopefully some of you and many of you will be interested in joining us, and not just to learn, but to contribute to the greater mission of abating, measuring, and managing methane emission across the entire oil and gas supply chain. So this is MEMTS, or Methane Emissions Management Technical Section, which is mouthful, is one of SPE's newest technical section. It's not the newest, but it's one of the newer one, established in 2023. So for this technical section, we exist for one simple reason. The methane itself we know it's a very highly impactful, actionable part of the energy system. So if we want responsible energy, whether it's in oil and gas, LNG, or hydrogen, or CCUS, or emergent energy pathways. The methane management or methane measurement itself, reporting and abatement have to be done well and done credibly. So we have these are basically the overview of us and what we want to do, and so MEMTS, this is what we are about. We want to build this technical community that we will advance how we quantify methane, how we manage it, and how we reduce it. So these are the three main goals. First is we want to quantify. Well, first we want to identify. We want to identify it, so we want to detect it, and then we want to quantify it, and then we want to manage it. And then in the end is we how we're going to reduce it. So these are the main goals. And all these with engineering principle and rigor and the real world practically. So practicality, what it means is that, obviously we all have these big goals, but if we cannot do it, or it's just stay at a level of on the paper, it's not going to work. We are all here learning you guys are learning engineering discipline because we want to come up with engineering solutions, and these solutions has to be practical enough to be executed and to be to scale it. It's not a one time in the lab thing, but rather than it has to be scalable. So all these are it's very long words, but in the end, just remember these 4 items. We want to identify, that means detect. We want to quantify, and then we want to manage it, and then we want to reduce it. So how we actually do it is that we have quite a lot of venues of how MEMTS actually bring all these topics, discussions, technical discussions, and the learnings together. And through all these, through SPE programming, so SPE infrastructure and the platform. So we connect members through many various different venues. And it's the first thing I want to introduce to you is our people. This technical section board is made up with a very diverse but highly I would say professional and very experienced experts from all over the world. So this is our new board that was just assembled after ATCE this year, after October this year, and we have people from all over the world, and all these experts have the not just the interest but the expertise in emission management or methane emission detection management. So in this group of people, we have end users, we have technology developers, providers, and we have people that work for oil and gas companies, but we also have people work for consulting firm. People have in a position of doing R&D research, but also in the end of reporting and gathering how do a company can satisfy the ever evolving regulations of emission. I will give you guys a bit of an introduction of the people. I mean, I couldn't fit it all on one page, so I actually made it into 2 pages. All these people I will introduce quite in detail. Now, we have actually at the bottom right of this slide, we have 3 people that were the founders and also the past chairs, and also still currently very involved in the technical section. The technical section, like I say, was established in 2023 by Rosa Swarward. She was ex Baker Hughes, and she was the founding chair. After that, David Shackleton, who is a expert in data science, actually, also based out of Calgary, very close by from me, in Canada, was the chair. for 1 year, and then after that, Linda Battlora, who was the chair right before we took over, well, our current team take over, and Linda is the current technical director of SPE International HSES, which is HSE plus sustainability technical discipline. That means that she actually oversees both our technical section, but a number of others that has in this entire technical group. Myself, I'm the vice chair, but my chair, who's my colleague here, Babatunde Anifos, he is a professor in UK, in Coventry University, and he's a prolific also writer, author of many methane-related topics, both in finance and in the practical deployment of various different technologies. And we also have the second role, or people that is actively on board of executing the goals and directions of this technical section. That we have people in admin, people in programming, people working on membership, and also developing various different communication tools. And then we have the large board, including Rahul Bali, that is our called the YP liaison. And these are the positions that we're hoping some of the students eventually will also carry this torch. Every technical technical section in SPE, especially now after 2025, it will become one of the main focus of SPE, is to have young professional, the people, well, the definition of young professional is under 35, but also students that will be actively involved in the operations and advisory of various different boards or technical section. So we encourage all of you to actually have a look on SPE site for such volunteer positions and get involved early. So, like I say earlier, those are the my colleagues on the board, and I actually also have beside each of them where they were located. If you're not familiar with with the flags, you guys know that this is the Indian flag. So we have two actually board members in India. But we have various other locations. Obviously, United States and Canada probably have a few more members. But we also have people from Saudi Arabia. We have actually two members in Saudi Arabia. We have in France, in Germany, and also South America in Colombia. So. Like I say earlier, we're one of the newest technical section, but we're definitely not the smallest. So in fact, we're quite healthy. Our membership right now has reached over 1,700 by the end of October, and we probably well, actually, is it end of October, end of November? Anyway, it's around there. Some around. If you can see the legend here, it's very small. We do have a big quite a number of people from North America, obviously, because SPE was based out of Houston, but we also have quite a healthy number of people from Africa. So, and the methane topic is actually very active in Africa. So this is something that we're very encouraged by. And then we have the third largest group is from Middle East and North Africa, so MENA section area. And then we also have from Europe, this is the light blue slice of the membership pie. And also that we have in Latin America, in all these, but the South Asia, which is where you guys are, it is where this area is, which is the sort of darker blue, green. And we have 145 professional members here. This is a professional member, and this is where we want to grow. We want to grow our footprint in South Asia, in where there is a very big need of this discussion around methane. So after this, I want to introduce a few things that MEMTS have done in the past. So how do we carry out the mission with, like I said earlier, mostly on the SPE platform, and also on various different other available channels, communication channels. So this is the current this particular webinar is one of them, but we traditionally in the past or last year, I want to give you a few examples of what we have done. 2024, MEMTS have hosted a very successful forum. SPE Forum is one of the most prestigious and very highly impactful I would say, impactful format of gathering of minds. Think of it as a think tank, so that you have all these people who gather together, which is all experts. There are a lot of technology providers or technology developers, but there's also academia, from government policymakers, and then we have end users, people who actually use them, oil and gas companies, decision makers from major organizations that gather together in the room for 3-4 days. I believe it was 3 days, 3 days, 22nd to 25th of April 2024, and without the phone, without any access to outside world, just among us. We talked about how we can carry this methane emissions forward, methane emissions management forward to fit today's world, without just empty words, but rather than with practical actions. And this is not, we're not talking about the things that have been done, but what to do in the future, how we can actually have this, it's a brainstorming session, let's just say. And it's very interesting. That is when I would say this is one of the major, or the first major event that MEMTS had hosted and successfully executed and brought the industry together and made a great impact. After this, we wrote this paper. If you guys have access to GPT, we actually wrote this paper as a summary of that forum. If you guys don't have access, or you're not, if you're not part of SPE, if you're a SPE member, you should have easy access. If you don't, let us know, let Rahul or myself know, and we'll send you a copy of it. It is a very it is a very concise summary of that, what came out of that forum. So actually what to do about it, about what we see as a methane emission priorities and road ahead. So after that, we also did, not just after that, but one of the other major venue that we deliver our messages is through webinars, like this one we're doing currently with you, with the student chapter, but in general on the SPE platform. This is actually streamed live SPE platform just last a few months ago. Yes, and it was moderated by at the time was our program chair, current membership chair, Ensign Eloyobi, and we had 2 experts from the industry. One is from the consulting world, Thomas Fox, and then we also have Matti Erjala, who is the CTO of one of the they develop a drone and aerial surveillance of methane emission monitoring, and the company called Aeromon. There's just a few companies that's doing this, and they are one of the major ones. And so this was also currently available on the SPE Energy Stream. You guys can go back, if you're a member, you can go back and watch it. It's only 30 minutes, but it is a Q&A only. There's no presentation. It's just people live submitting questions, and they answer. And it was highly entertaining as well, but insightful. Then during ATCE, you guys, if you're part of SPE, you should know that ATCE is a flagship event in North America for SPE. That it occurs every year. Mostly it's in Houston. And ATCE 2025. Actually, this event, that the special session, I was the one that organized and chaired. We put together all these experts talking about everything along the value chain of oil and gas, or all the way from in various different parts of production facilities, and in between we actually so MEMTS is one of the partner in this special event, and we have one of the expert here that if you guys are interested in the methane topic, the number 4 from the left, Drew Pomeranz, he is from SLB, Schlumberger, and he is the head of the units that Schlumberger or SLB develop technology with emission measurement. And also the next one, Brendan Smith, who is also on the board of MEMTS. He is they're another drone company that does emission measurement, surveillance and measurement, detection, surveillance, measurement. So Brendan is the founder of CCOPS. That's another major company in the space, in the technology space. So this is another major event that MEMTS is part of and involved. So with all that being said, is that we really encourage you to have a look at our technical section. But why do I bring this to you, to a student chapter? Because I believe, and we believe, that methane emission management needs the next generation, needs you, your generation of engineers and scientists. You're fluent in data and instrumentation, modeling, system thinking. This is and accountability. You guys are passionate about Earth, about where we are, how we do better in this with the oil and gas industry. So whether your interest is in petroleum engineering, whether you're studying petroleum or chemical or mechanical or environmental, geoscience or computer science, there's a place for you in this work. So methane management is not just one job. It actually spans from all the way from developing sensors to measurement, physics, to field operation, analytics, facility design, regulatory frameworks, and the technology deployment at a scale. So we're here that I want to leave you with a personal message here is that early in your career, it is easy to think that you have to wait until you have a decades of experience to contribute. You don't. Okay, so in MEMTS, in methane emissions management technical section, you can contribute immediately by being curious, asking questions, by volunteering, and by bringing fresh thinking, especially in areas like machine learning, uncertainty quantification, remote sensing, or practical field validation, various different areas. If you're curious, there's no stupid questions. Ask them. If you care about doing our energy better, or safer, or cleaner, or more transparent, there is a community. This is a community that will take you seriously. So my invitation for you to join MEMTS, follow our activities, attend a webinar, or consider volunteering, even in a very small way, helping with the event planning or student engagement or communication or technical content. So this is the fastest path to mentorship. We offer that and opportunities and a network that will span operators, service companies, startups, and academia. It will help you in future of connecting within our the community if you're interested for your future career choice as well. So in the end, thank you very much for your time. And if you're interested, I'd love to answer questions after Rahul's presentation and or hear from you by writing or answering your questions. And we're here to help you find this topic to have you contribute to this big conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, uh, for sharing the evolving role of SP in methane emission management technical section. Now, Rahul sir, you can start with your presentation.
Can I share my screen? Just hold on. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Willow, for such a nice introductory presentation about very new but a very vibrant SP technical section, which was established only in 2023. And, having a forum series, it means a lot. I would like to, even though introduction was given by SPITG, but I would like to tell a few things about my SPE journey. I became a member in 1995, and since then I got the opportunity to be the founder section officer of New Delhi, and prior to that, secretary of Mumbai section. And I also got the opportunity to work on regional committees as well as international committees. Now, international committees including membership, distinguished lecturer, and one of that I would like to mention was Eastern Hemisphere Forum Series Committee under the chairmanship of Mr. Kamel Benassour, who later became the SP president in 2022. So I know the importance of forum series. It is the meeting of minds, meeting of, you can say, wise people. So it is beyond any workshop or conference, or it is beyond everything. So I'm very happy to know that I didn't know about this fact that SP, MTC, MTS had a forum series as well. Now coming to Asia Pacific, I can assure Ms. Liu on behalf of all Indian sections and all the student chapters who the members of who will become the SP members that we will encourage most people to become the members of SP and MTS. Now, many people, before I start my presentation, I would like to say, like you are young youngsters who are not certain about the future of oil and gas industry. And this industry is being seen as, the industry which is polluting and all such things. But I would like to quote what 2006 SP President Eve Sprent said during her presidential address. Okay, it is our industry, that actually saved whales, because the whales used to be hunted for their oil till the time kerosene was found. So this industry has saved forests, this industry has saved many, and we'll still be producing oil and gas, but on sustainable basis. And there is where methane emission management and sustainable development section come into picture. Now, this section has gone into prominence because of the climate change. So my topic today is methane emissions management, technology, challenges, and opportunities thereof. So I must thank SPIIT Guwahati, who has invited Willow and I to this important uh, seminar today. And I would also like to share, as Willow mentioned on her LinkedIn uh, announcement, that this is the first joint local student chapter section meeting. So I was not knowing that. So thank you, IIT Guwahati, for doing that. So this is the agenda. I'll take you briefly with this agenda, and this is what about methane and all. Okay, methane. We'll start. Why methane is so critical for near-term climate action. We'll look at the where emissions come from, the rapidly evolving regulatory landscape, the latest detection and mitigation and abatement strategies, the key challenges, and also the huge opportunities that this sector is opening up right now. I wanted to include a few real world case studies, but have not included them in this presentation because I thought that time would be a constraint. And finally, some actionable recommendation. Recommendation, I won't say, I would call it what expectations do we have from stakeholders. Stakeholders are companies, countries, and all those. So, why methane matters? Methane, as you know, it is the second most important GHG after CO2. Till recently, we were only concentrating on CO2 emissions and not methane. Methane has taken prominence quite recently because of the very fact that methane has the potential, global warming potential, if you consider over a period of 100 years, it is 28 times more potent than CO2 for warming. However, the best part is that the half-life cycle of methane is very short. So it whatever methane is produced, its life cycle, some say 9 years, some say 12 years. So within 50 years, all methanes that is emitted in the atmosphere will be zero. And over a period of 20 years, substantial amount of methane will not be there. Because of hydroxyls, methane gets converted and 80. So we are only bothered about the near term. So it is methane is responsible for nearly 30 to 50% of our observed global warming of 1.2 degrees centigrade, which we have already experienced. And as I said, that the good news is that methane only stays in atmosphere for a short duration. So this is the fastest climate lever we have. For achieving net zero, we resort to many levers. So this is the low-hanging fruit, and oil and gas industry can play a major role in methane mitigation. So major anthropogenic emissions. Globally, human activities, they release about 360 to 400 million tons of methane per year. Out of total 584 methane that is emitted annually, human are responsible for around 360 to 400. Like wetlands, it is a natural cause, and others 39 metric tons of methane, that is also natural. So all others are anthropogenic. And in anthropogenic, even though people target energy sector, but as you can say, wetlands, agricultural, waste, and biomass, they contribute majority of it. However, energy sector, uh, can you, have I lost my screen? Yeah. Energy sector comprises oil, natural gas, coal, and bioenergy. So out of the total 128 metric tons of methane released on an annual basis, 49 metric tons come from oil, 29 metric tons come from natural gas, 40 from coal, and 10 from bioenergy. So the source is International Energy Agency. That's the report of 2023. So in the percentage, if you consider, we can say that agricultural and livestock is nearly 35%. Oil and gas, both fugitive and venting. Fugitive is which is not visible to a naked eyes. So it is nearly quarter of the entire emissions, nearly 23%. Coal mining comprises 12%. Waste and landfills is 18%. Biomass burning and rice. Many people are not aware that these paddy fields, they contribute a lot to methane emissions. And small others that comprises transport and industry, their methane emission is nearly 2%. So now this methane concentration trend, if you look at this graph, the source again is the data of International Energy Agency, and it says that compared to pre-industrial era, we are 2.6 times concentration of methane has gone up 2.6 times. So current concentration level is 1920 parts per billion. Now, if you look at changes in atmospheric methane concentration from 1990 to 2023, this graph depicts that from nearly 1700, it has gone up to 1990. So this is very worrying, because after a plateau, you can see nearly from 2000 to 2005, it was plateauing. But suddenly after 2005, it has started going up. And I'll not delve into the reasons for that in this presentation. So since 2007, it accelerated sharply after 2020. And we are now, as you see, 1920 parts per billion. Scientists are still debating the exact causes, but both increased emissions and possible wetland feed stocks are implicated. Then we have regulatory landscape. In 2000, in COP26 at Glasgow, 140 countries, 140 plus countries, they signed a global methane pledge. The pledge it's a commitment to reduce methane emissions by at least 30% by 2030. And the base year is 2020. The levels of methane emissions for considering as the base level is 2020. Then we have EU methane regulation. US EPA methane fee, I don't know what's going to happen now, even though it started 2024. And with the new regime, whether it's going to work or not, I won't comment on that. The best gold standard reporting is through OGMP 2.0. That is oil and gas methane partnership. You know, there are not normally many companies have signed for that, and many non-governmental bodies. It is a UNEP, United Nations Environment Protection Initiative, and many like World Bank has recently signed it. Then we have quite a few. And in India, surprisingly, only two companies are the signatories to OGMP 2.0. One is Kane Vedanta in the upstream sector, and in the midstream sector, there is one other company, that is Pipeline Infrastructure Limited. So even though in COP28, many companies are signatories to oil and gas decarbonization charter, but we have not yet signed for OGMP 2.0, which is a gold standard. OGMP has level 5 up to level from starting from level 1 to level 5. So level 4 and level 5 are considered to be those who are reporting and verifying. As per level 4 and level 5, these are considered as gold standards. So now coming to detection and measurement technologies, we can follow top-down approach and there is bottom-up approach. Now the top-down approach is from you can you know go for the hotspots monitored through the satellites. Now there are various satellites like Tropomi is one, which is tropospherical methane. It was a satellite which has around 5 to 7 kilometer resolution. The company that I worked for till recently, we use that. Unfortunately, methane set, which had a very large spatial uh, coverage as well as very good accuracy, it stopped working post July 2025. There was a promise that it would, make it would afford everybody to access the data free of cost. But unfortunately, methane set has stopped working July post July 2025. Then we have GHG set constellation. It has 25-meter resolution. Then we have carbon mappers. So these are a few kind of satellites, uh, individual facilities. And then GHG set is like private constellation. It's a commercial organization. And this now they can pinpoint leaks up to 25 meters and quantify in near real time. So this has completely changed the accountability game. Now, uh, not even the countries, but even the companies, they are not, for various reasons. It could be technological or other. But the reporting and verification as far as methane emission is concerned, there are questions about that. So from satellite, then we have aircraft and drone surveys. So aerial surveys they are quite cheap compared to the satellite surveys. A helicopter, a fixed wing survey that used to cost, and the cost of these surveys is coming down drastically. As you would see that the renewable energy cost, what it was 20 years ago, and what it is now. So it has drastically, the learning cost curve has come down. The same thing we are anticipating will happen both in the satellite as well as aerial and drones. So aerial survey that used to be costing around $100,000 5 years ago is now nearly $5 to $15,000. And drones equipped with uh, TDLAS, that is tunable diode lasers, and even you can say smartphone size sensors. Today morning also I was attending to methane mitigation conference in Asia Pacific, and the people who have come up with the cheaper ground survey kind of a thing, which can be used with the uh, smartphone app. Now the ground and continuous monitoring, which is at the source level. These are the handheld optical gas imaging cameras. That FLIR GF320 is one. Then you have OPGIL, many others. And in my past company, we used to use OPGIL. And these are very expensive handheld OGIs currently. And it is very difficult to monitor, all the locations with the help of this big handheld cameras. Then you also have low cost Internet of Things sensors emerging in 2024 and 25. Then you have to reconcile with the uh, top down satellite data. Now, coming to methane technologies, mitigation technologies, there are mitigation technologies for major three sectors: oil and gas, coal, and agriculture and wasteland. But I am concentrating only on oil and gas. So, in oil and gas, most reductions come from very practical fixes, systematically detection and repair program, LDAR. installing vapor recovery unit, replacing high bleed pneumatic controllers, capturing blowdowns, electrifying compressors, and many of these measures pay back in months. So you are literally selling gas that was previously being wasted. It is the cost of mitigation and repair is much less compared to the revenue loss that is currently incurring because of the methane emission, fugitive methane emission. The cost of abatement, 50 to 60% of current anthropogenic methane can be eliminated at a basic cost of $15 per ton or even less. And a surprising fraction is actually negative cost. Negative cost auction. You'll appreciate that vapor recovery unit, LDR, and pneumatic retrofits. The negative cost is because once you account for the value of captured gas or biogas, the value of that gas is much more if you are able to sell that or use that. This is one of the cheapest climate solution on the planet. Now, key challenges. The measurement accuracy and reconciliation, top-down versus bottom-up approach. Despite the good news, big hurdles remain. This we still don't have methodology that they can be reconciled to the fullest extent. A small number of small emitters cause the majority of emission. Small super emitters, only 5 to 10% sites, they contribute to 50 to 80% emissions. So finding them quickly is critical. Now here, this challenge can be very well addressed by the top-down approach through the satellites. I think you can locate the super emitters. Then you can come down to these drones and aerial service, and finally at the source level. So many countries, another challenge is that many countries, they don't have any regulation at all. For emitting this methane, fugitive methane, it is not illegal. That is why people emit this. There is no regulation on that. Coal venting, people do that because it is not illegal. It is immoral, but not yet illegal. So millions of orphaned and abandoned wells. Like I would like to say that even the coal mines, though I'm not including that, but the orphaned coal mines, these are the major sources for methane emission. And they keep leaking with no responsible party. Routine venting and flaring continues in several major producing countries. And then, many countries like Russia, Iran, India, China, and a few others, they did not sign the methane pledge. The reason is because of the agriculture emissions. And agriculture faces political and cultural resistance to dietary or management change. And now the credible third-party verification and MRV credibility is another point. On the flip side, I would like to say that methane fees and emerging carbon markets are creating real revenue streams. Voluntary methodologies for oil and gas, including that for coal and rice, are already approved. Technology costs are plummeting, and major buyers like Apple, Shell, they are demanding for certified low methane gas. Now they are asking, even if you are using the gas, the countries they are producing and transporting to you, they are the super emitters. Now, as a user, people are asking that they have to be verified that the emissions are not much. Now, 2030 outlook, I can say that if we go, if we fully deploy all the existing technology that are available, and we can technically achieve the global methane pledge, which is at least 30% reduction by 2030 on the base year 2020. And it would require roughly 100 to 150 billion in cumulative investment, a tiny fraction compared to overall energy transition costs. And it would avoid about zero point 0.3 degrees centigrade of warming by mid-century, that is 2050. Now, instead of recommendation, I would say that these are my expectations from the stakeholders. Companies, if they could adopt OGMP 2.0 level 5 reporting, deploy continuous monitoring at highest risk sites, integrating methane into net zero roadmaps. In our company, we could do that, and most responsible companies are really have started doing that, building that into their ESG roadmap, and making it part of the ESG strategy. So that is how only it can be done. And the governments, they have to implement methane fees or regulation, because voluntary thing is not working. It has worked to a certain extent, but it is not working to the fullest. So both carrot and stick methodology has to be followed. At the same time, governments, it is expected of them to support R&D tax credits for the abatement technologies. And going to investors, they demand methane intensity metrics in ESG portfolio, and also fund in the same way that they demand scope 1 and scope 2 today, and also fund early stage detection and mitigation startups. So coming to the end, I would like to say that methane is the fastest, cheapest, and most impactful lever we have to slow warming in the next 25 years. The technologies exist, the economics increasingly work. All that is missing is collective will. And as they say, that in the energy transition, oil and gas sector, if it has to survive, we have to have a seat on the table. Either you have a seat on the table, or you will become part of the meal. So with this, I end my presentation. And I would also like to have request Willow to help me in answering any of the questions if there are. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insightful and thought-provoking session. Your perspectives on methane management and sustainability offer a valuable guidance for the future work in this field. And now, the audience is welcome to ask any question at this time. Anyone can ask anything.
Hello. I'm audible. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Hello, Liu and Bali. Uh, Thank you for your presentation and your engagement with IITG SP chapter. When you are speaking, so I would be interested more knowing about the current challenges and research scope in this area. So what really you faced or you learned from your experience in your recent company engagement? What really we can develop or do something innovatively? In that regard, if you speak something, that will be kind of help for us.
Rahul, you want to take it or you want me to take it?
You can take it, Willow. And
okay. Well, I will speak very candidly. I mean, this is, you guys are a student. You haven't yet gone into the workforce to see the current atmosphere. Of course, also from region to region, it differs quite a lot. oil and gas industry traditionally is a very conservative. When I say conservative, it's not political. I'm talking about conservative in the sense of mentality. It's a very conservative industry. The practice has been developed over decades of practice, and it has evolved from the original, like Rahul said earlier in the presentation, from originally the oil is a sweet and easy to extract, to now it's deep sea, very deep well, very complex mix, very difficult to bring it out of the well and also to process. So all these problems evolved and practice evolved. There is a lot of progress being made in the industry. That it went from originally, I think it could be an operation called a barefoot operation, to nowadays the HSE, the health and the safety side is ingrained in every oil and gas operator or worker. So there's great progress, but there are certain things, certain area of it. It's like it is being. I would say it's the how do I put it? It's not the easiest to bring that into every person's mind in the operations. The reason for this is, okay, because the entire process of oil and gas, all the way from drilling, from actually even before drilling, in the seismic surveillance, all the way to in the end of the production, the processing, the entire long chain. It's so complicated that every particular person is only taking care of a tiny little slice of this long chain. So what you're doing is literally in the context of this process is very small, but yet it is very tasking. For you to think globally, or think from an aerial view of the process of how much emission it is, it's almost like you're asking for a lot without a global view. I will say global is not I'm talking actual global, but in the sense of a higher view of the entire process. So this is something that has to be adopted. First is from the companies and from various different countries and companies. The responsibility lies in the management and then the education of the people that's on the ground. It's just like 30 years ago when HSE was mentioned, a lot of people, what is HSE? Why do you care about so much? It's not just a few deaths of a year due to malpractice or whatever unsafe practice is alarming anyone, until this was actually the drive of it actually had such a success. Same thing right now with emission. So to answer your question, such a long detour, what I'm trying to express is, you say that what's the difficulty? What is the problem nowadays? The first is mentality. It's not in everybody's mind, and or in denial, in the sense most people in the oil and gas the chain of operations, most of the people don't want to think about it, or think this is very far away from me, in the sense of what I do may not be directly impacting that. So everybody talk about global warming and talk about climate change, or talk about emissions and pollution, but the actual the mind of it has not changed fundamentally. Therefore, it became a sort of a taboo topic, because it only increased the difficulty of you have more paperwork to do, you have more inspection to do, and the costs go up. It's not something that actually easy to bring it to people, to make them be aware of it. However, that's changing. This is just what I'm saying is a sort of a fundamental difficulty, but it's changing. And whether they like it or not, it's being forced on them. It's by people from outside of oil and gas. It's by various different government because of the pledge that Rahul mentioned. But it's also themselves. There's people like you, younger generation coming into the workforce. You don't see things the same way as somebody have been working in the oil field for 30 years. You come with a computer, with data, with the intelligence, but maybe not so much of a field experience, but with a lot of ideas that you care more in the sense of because you're not there. You didn't start off from an offshore platform with working with the rigs, but rather than come with a computer in the data center and looking at this. So this is a fresh view. I'm not saying it's good or bad either way, but rather than we are changing as an industry, but we need to organize the change to make sure that we recognize the past achievement, but we go to the future with a better environmental consciousness. This is kind of a long answer. Apologize.
May I add a little bit?
May I come in just for 1 minute?
Yes, Sumit, please.
Yeah, I got ma'am answer. It is behavioral side she spoke, but I would like to hear upon more on technical side or innovation side. What really the industry needs right now? There is already a technology from Total Energy that all gas company are using. So what other can be developed, or where is the challenge right now? So that as a researcher, we get some idea that we can go in the directions, innovating or developing some tools or techniques that may help measuring and mitigating the methane emissions. So I would like to hear something on that.
Sorry, apologize about that because I sort of went off the tangent. And it's very quick, Rahul. I will hand it to you. But this is the great. Your question is the great debate right now. So, what is the priority? We do have tools to detect. We do have tools to measure. We have tools. We have also practices or regulations and various different best practice to control. So, what is in need right now? I will tell you, every single of these are not perfect. They are good. They're good, better than nothing. But a lot of them are very. It needs a lot of work. Detection, like Rahul has mentioned in his presentation, we have satellite, we have drones, we have sensors. Are they good? Yes, they are better than we don't have. But are they good enough? You can find a super emitter. But 80% of the emissions are not from super emitters. Super emitters is easy to find because they're concentrated large emission. But most of the emission that actually release into the atmosphere is from emission that is hardly detectable. So that means sensors need to be better developed, right? That's one technology area. Measurement. Are we good at the measurement? Why do we need to measure? Well, right now, all the reporting, every company, in the annual report, the emission is being reported in mass. You talk about how much CO2 equivalent ton per year or whatever CO2 equivalent. That means converted from methane to CO2 in global warming, the equivalent. Now, who measured it? From what technology? Is it accurate? No, it's far from accurate. It's a lot of, I would even call it, it's not even estimate, it's guesstimate. So these measurement tools needs very, very like a long road of development. We're far from there. And a lot of times, you measure with one technology and a person you measure with another technology, the difference is not in a few percent or 20 or 30%, even 100%. You're talking about 400% difference. Where does that come from, right? So, and the difficulty in technology, actual technology itself, development, is very high because you're talking about the emission release into the open air. It's very difficult to measure, to detect, to measure. And then in the end, to control, to manage or abate. Is that technology fully there? We have some tools, we have some leak detection, and then, for example, if a connection, the joint is loose, we can tighten the bolt. But what else is there? How come we cannot control these? there is a routine emission, there's non-routine emission. How do we optimize our process without sacrifice too much of the efficiency, right? So I'm stopping there. I'm just letting you know there's a lot of technology development needed.
Yeah,
Rahul, sorry, go ahead.
No, Liu, you explained wonderfully. And just a clarification, I think Sumit is a professor amongst the students. He is actually, he teaches them. So he is the link between the students and the section. So Sumit per se is not a, you can say he's not a student, but as a practicing professor. Sumit, what Leo has mentioned, I don't have much to add over it. But technology is there, everything is there. It is not yet accurate because you can call it guesstimates. Like we calculate, methane by using empirical formula and convert it into tons of equivalent of CO2. Like they say it is 4%. Where from this 4% has come? So there are questions on that. Now, OGMP2, level 4 and level 5, if we reach to, that is a challenge. Now, I'll briefly explain that level 1 is the basic reporting based on default emission factors, and it is the asset level, it is a very raw kind of reporting. Then level 3, it integrates company specific data, including engineering estimates and some direct measurements using periodic survey. So continuous monitoring versus periodic survey. Now level 4 and level 5, these are considered as gold standards. Level 4 is the, you go to the source level, like you pinpoint to the site level. Quantification, it uses combination of direct measurement technology and validated emission models. This is where I think R&D is required. The cost today is very high for attaining level 4 and level 5. And over the past few years, many innovative inventions are taking place. Today morning, also in methane mitigation webinar, I saw that a very small app-based camera, which is, it costs much less than OGI cameras. And if those kind of technologies can be used and institutes can develop that, that is where the opportunity is. And it can be put to the site emitters. For example, I would like to mention, uh, not mentioning the company's name, which offered to provide us the technology. It was a satellite kind of survey. Now, the company that I worked for had more than 150, uh, you can say, sites, small sites, where we wanted to have the survey done. Now, on a bi-weekly basis, uh, for each of the site, if we are getting the report, the cost estimates were close to $40 million. Now, the top management would say that it is a major capex. That is where what Willow said, that the change management is required. Now is the time that all hands to the deck, please. Because the production people, they will say that this is not my task. Let HSC and methane emission, they handle it. They do their job by whatever means they can. I'm not going to shut my wells. Most of the leaks can be arrested by doing simple plumbing work. It's a very low hanging fruit that we have. But the production guy who is handling the asset, he would project it as if he has to close the producing facility. And in the brownfield, you will appreciate that if you close down any of the wells, the chances are that they cannot come up again. So it is a very dicey situation. So it is more of a change management than technology. Technology is available, but like Leo said, that initially what happened to HSC guys, same thing is happening to ESG and methane emission management people. Thank you.
Sir, IITG, we faculty colleagues at IITG have the capability to measure from top to down and down to top. We have IoT based sensor development integrated in IoT, as well as from satellite based experience who can do it. But the point is how to connect industry. I will talk to you later, obviously. And thank you very much for highlighting this eminent topic on methane emission and enlightening us on this regard. Thank you, ma'am and Rahul sir.
Sumit, we are happy as SP New Delhi section as well as SPME MTS, I can say on behalf of SPMT MTS, Willow is there, and more so by SPE. Industry academia interface is very important. Not only industry academia, but also industry academia and the policy makers. So that is very important. And it is very heartening to note that IITG can help the industry. You can come up with the solutions, and we can always put forward to the national oil companies as well as IOCs who are working here. We'll be happy to do that. SPE, as you know, that it is not a lobbying agency. It is not a, we don't interact in that way. But we are into knowledge sharing as well as technology dissemination. And to that extent, we'll provide full support.
Thank you, sir. Sorry, I took a lot of time.
No,
Any
not
other
at all.
question?
That's what we are here for.
Yeah, good evening. This is Nitin Lahkar here, student chapter liaison. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, Nitin.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul sir. I could not join earlier because of some technical issue because I'm traveling actually. However, I'm very happy because from a long time, recently also when I went physically to IIT Guwahati, I met some of the student chapter members and office bearers of SP IIT Guwahati student chapter. So they were very interested and keen to host a proper technical session of this nature. And especially Rahul sir, your presence was very much uh, means required and appreciated. So it was nice that we could actually arrange this thing. And even last time also when I met Sumit sir, he was also very much interested. So and even Miss Willow, she gave this wonderful presentation. And really important, this is one of the most highlighted topics of current time, methane emissions. It's really the burning topic of the hour, and such a beautiful collaboration between SP New Delhi section and IITG student chapter and the methane emissions committee. The excellent presentation which was given by Rahul sir was not only enlightening for the students but for us also, who are like working in the industry and trying to find new solutions to the issues. Like here in Oil India also might not be directly, means I may not have immediate knowledge about the exact methane emission measurement techniques, but in general regarding the natural gas emissions also, we are trying in bits and pieces. Like earlier in the oil housing colony, we were using the gas burning kind of heaters, water heaters, which used to burn the natural gas. But now we have converted all the heaters to like normal electric heaters. Then secondly, we have the Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited. The new gas grid is coming up in the northeastern part of India. So that will connect both ONGC and Oil India's gas fields, which were earlier located in far-flung areas, and those could not that gas could not be monetized, and it had to be flared. So now, after the coming of the Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited, all those gas can be brought to the urban and semi-urban areas and can be provided into the distribution network. So different kinds of initiatives and natural gas emissions also we have tried to reduce by incorporating more and more wells connecting to the gas injection line and gas lift networks. So in general, we have tried to reduce our emissions from Oil India, or all the major organizations are also trying to bring down the emissions from different perspectives. So I would like to congratulate mainly SP IIT Guwahati student chapter, because they have been trying a lot from last 1 year to hold this kind of seminar. And Rahul Bali sir, with his lots of industrial knowledge over the past several years, and Miss Willow with her sound team, she has taken great pain to introduce each and every member, so that the students or even us industry personnel or the faculty people, they can easily interact either through SP or otherwise, and find some common topics of interest. And finally, I would like to appreciate SPIT Guwahati Student Chapter Secretary, President, Vice President, and faculty advisor for their continuous and active role. And
Nitin, I think we lost Nitin. He's not audible.
Yeah, Rahul, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Batra. How are you?
Good, gentlemen. I'm fine. And I think I missed your lecture. I joined pretty late. I was busy in some other meetings. So but I also could hear Nitin. He rightly mentioned that at all places, governmental level, corporate level, and even the industrial level, we need to take care of this, carbon emission, methane emission. And IGGL gas grid he mentioned in the Darush gas grid, that is for the total Northeast. This is also one of my favorite subject. But Rahul, before this, did you or Miss Willow, was there any presentation in the meeting which I missed it?
Yes, you have joined after both the presentations, sir,
Okay.
while the question answer session is going on.
Okay.
Mr. Batra is director on the board of SPE New Delhi section, and he is a veteran oil and gas professional from India, and a guru figure, very senior level person, and he always is very enthusiastic contributor to SP activities in the country. And Batraji, Ms. Willow is the vice chair of SP
Yeah.
Emission Technical Section, and you missed a lot of good words by her. So, nevertheless, it will be our this thing that we will have
Initial,
such
initial
meetings.
work which had to be, top up with so many things by you and by her also on this emission management, right?
And the best part is that this whole presentation and this thing is being recorded, so you can have a chance to listen to the presentation.
Okay.
Am I right, Willow?
I hope so. I saw the recording was.
Yeah, I also have seen that.
Notification. Yeah. So nice meeting you. Nice meeting you, sir. And
yeah. Nice meeting you too.
This topic. Yeah, this topic is a very, very it's a great topic, and it's an ongoing topic. Earlier in the chat, there was somebody raised a question, and I typed in the answer. Although it's a very short answer, I hope that it just triggers some thoughts. Same thing with a question earlier by Sumit Kumar. Very good questions. These are questions that actually the experts are all debating nonstop, and it's never, it doesn't even have consensus. But that's why we need you, all of you, that your curiosity, your questions is what makes the industry move forward with this this topic. So we highly encourage you, and even after this, if you have questions, ask us. We will answer.
Yeah, definitely. See, at the government level, working on the solar, wind energy, and but definitely on the existing projects, you need to reduce the carbon footprint. And other day there was a distinguished lecturer from SP, and that was about, I think, about 2 weeks back. We had a lecture, and there was a good amount of discussions there. My only submission is that the government has a kind of a corporate level memorandum of understanding, which basically depicts only oil gas production, HSC index, blah blah blah. So what I want, that there should be some targets in those MOUs, both with the governmental and the private sector, that you need to reduce so much tons of carbon emission in the year. That should be also given some advantage, and we should be linked with the productivity of the company. That should be with the new projects, existing projects, and brand new grassroots projects like solar or wind and all that. So this has to become basically coming up from all corners, from all it. Then only the composite way and the cumulatively we can achieve some good amount of the percentage or the absolute numbers. So you rightly said, this is all the way, it's an important subject for all time to come, because the greenhouses gases, I mean, you cannot stop people to make it real zero, but our purpose is it as much as we can minimize in all the industrial sectors.
Very true, sir.
Right.
And sir, my request on behalf of SP MEMTS, I can say that SP New Delhi section, we would like to encourage most members to join this technical section. It is very easy. I'll explain during our next meeting or through the email. If you are an SP member, you just have to go to the website and join this technical section. Just by a click of mouse, that can be done. And I will be failing in my thing if I don't thank my company where I retired from, ONGC. ONGC management, ma'am, gave me a great opportunity to be a member of Carbon Management and Sustainability Group. And that afforded me a chance to be involved with methane, decarbonization for our company, methane mitigation and detection and abatement plan. And I also did my ESG certification while I was part of that team. So my thanks to my alma mater ONGC. Thanks so much. And I also thank MEMTS for providing me an opportunity to represent them as the regional director and to present today to SP IIT student chapter. Thank you, Willow. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Willow, for this beautiful forum. For discuss this nowadays. Right, sitting at home, you can chit chat anything on on the system. So it's very great to hear all of you, and of course, a methane emissions management forum which has been created today. Really appreciate. Thank you.
And so thanks are also due to SPIIT student chapter and our student chapter liaison Nitin Lahkar, who made it possible. So thank you all. And over
Thank
to you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Mr. Suraj Batra, sir. We are very happy that you have joined us today. And I just want to conclude this session if there's no question. Nitin, sir.
Yeah, just one note that as the student chapter liaison, and in the last 1 week, just mentioning the name of Biswajit Mondal, he has really worked hard during this last 1 week to make this event a success. So just felt like mentioning his name. So no other words from my behalf. Thank you.
Sir, not only my name, actually, I'm the Vice President of Bishwit Mandal. I'm the Vice President of IIT Guwahati SP Student Chapter. Not only me, for me, with me, I have my team. My whole team has worked hard for this event. Not only this event, for entire this year, they are working very hard, and our faculty advisor also supporting us for any event and everything. He has supported us, and I would like to conclude this event. Just give me a second. if any question still, if any doubt or any question anyone can ask, otherwise I will conclude this event.
Thank you.
There's a request from Liu ma'am and Rahul sir. So I would like to learn more on influx modeling from you, ma'am, and from Rahul sir.
Okay.
I would like to learn more on challenges and solution in the industry for methane management measurement.
Yeah,
Okay.
we-
Well,
So I would,
write me an email.
Yeah. Sure.
I will love to
Many-
hear your
Many
talk on it.
thanks, Willow. You could join during the VRs of part of the world. Thank you so very much. And next time, Sumit and all, we shall make it a point if we want to have audience from Europe and North America. We'll be keeping a time slot, as mentioned earlier, which will be suiting to most of the people around the world. Thank you so very much.
Sure, sir. Thank you for joining. Vishwajit, this is all, I think.
Yes.
Yes, this is all. Now I conclude this event. Sincere gratitude is expressed to Mr. Rahul Bali sir, Ms. Willow ma'am, and Mr. Nitin Lahkar sir for graciously accepting our invitation and generously sharing their expertise and insights. Their contribution have greatly enriched the discussion and added a significant value to this event. We also extend our sincere appreciation to our faculty advisor, Professor Sumit Kumar, and to all our team members for their efforts in ensuring the successful organizing this important event. The IIT Guwahati SP student chapter also thanks all the research scholars, student, faculty, members, and other SP chapters and industry professionals who joined us today and contributed to the successful of this webinar through their active participation and enthusiasm. With this, on behalf of the entire organizing team, the session is officially concluded. Thank you all once again and have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you, sir. Sir, just one more thing. We have a media release for Rahul sir and Willow ma'am. We have a media release form. I will share that form with you. Can you please sign that form so that we can share our video to our website?
Of course.
Actually, to share our video, we need to prepare the media release form. So we have prepared
Yes.
the media release form. You just need to sign on that form.
Yeah.
Then we'll share our video on our website. So I will send that form to you through mail. You guys
Yeah.
just need to sign it. Okay, ma'am?
Yeah. No
Okay,
problem.
thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Nitin, sir. Okay. Sir, now I'm stopping this video. Thank you, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you, Biswajit. Thank you for arranging all this. Thank you very much.
The
Thank you,
recording
sir.
has stopped.
Okay.